Good morning once more. Good morning once more. We just get interrupted earlier. We just start 8:30. Good morning once more to those in Sierra Leone, to those that also all around Africa, to those that are all tuning at the Americans or Europe, all around. Good morning. We can't try for elaborate or decipher a post what I just make this morning around then 6 or to go 7. Now, an audience of mine, we don't follow me. Now, he also send this post to me. I believe since yesterday, sent. But now this morning, while awake, I'll be able to see this post or this message. And this gentleman name, I want to subscribe on today. Or one presenter, Mark Janet. Mark Janet, a day in Europe. I don't know specifically, but don't tell me, but my mind will remember right now. It is on inside Europe, and this man don't they follow what I don't do. Mr. Joseph Ja, good morning, my brother. So this gentleman, he can send give me, information on a regular basis, but not to all information I can use. Some I can watch, and just, forget. Some I can watch and listen to, and say this I can able use them. Anything where it fits me page. Or what I stand for, what I do, maybe I go use them for, corroborate me story them. And what I mean for corroborate me story them, something we go back up what I talk. Say this na a Pan-African movement. Charles Mosley is na a Pan-Africanist. Totally. I know hate the white man, I like the white man, because we all equal na God in the eye. But they don't do too pass smack, whoa. Some of we now, we need for start for face kind this awareness call. Low people they understand. So this thing here, it corroborates to what thing I can always talk of. And certain things they don't play on me head, but I be wait for the right time for do this presentation. But again, God in time can always be the right time. You cannot be expect say this man go give me something like this. We go ignite the fire again. We want born. So Mr. Mark Janet, thank you to you. And also for the one day we don't understand too much of the way this man be explain in English, now I make more they try for contextualize them to we native tongue. Not to all man understand English. And more what you want be a messenger, you want send a message, you want make sure say all man gets the message. You go for talking at the most local tongue where all man go pick up and understand. Now the only way the message can go across. If I can't hear myself can begin to do Boku English, I they lost most of una. Most to back will become lost or continue to be lost. And I don't want that. So good morning once more. Mrs. Fatima Kuruma, good morning to you. Awanatu Kuruma, good morning to you. And the rest, good morning. Feel free for making a comments them. But remember that, in the usual way, what I can do my presentation, I can more focus on my presentation than the comments there. Unless if me I go past certain comments while I do my presentation, maybe then I go answer. But I can focus by what thing I can for do, and let God lead we, based on this man in presentation, they can try for decipher. This man begin talk of Africa. I say, know you Africa. Know you Africa. And before I continue for it nail, because almost at the middle of his presentation, he hits a nail with on the kind of your mind. He said we need for starts for impact we lead us them with knowledge. Something like this. We need for begins for starts for impact we lead us them with knowledge. Not to any kind of knowledge, but knowledge of history as well. Very significant. For any African leader now we want to stand for presidency, or you want to run an office as a president, you for know your history of Africa. Because when you don't know the history of Africa, also you can be used as a puppet or a tool for go against your people there. And that's the take place. Most of the presidents is them, or we presidents them, no nothing about history. Maybe they go study something different at college. Something we not even associate with history. And since maybe they come up from secondary school or primary school and don't know nothing about history because they don't get any curriculums today or teach them the subjects them, we go make it understand history. So if you don't know nothing about history, what you can able to do about history? Nothing. How you able to fight the oppressors them? No way. No way. So this is very significant here. starting this 2023 inside alone, low begin a pick face or watch face or know the money at the background. We're going to make sure say a Pan-Africanist. We're going to make sure if you're not a Pan-Africanist, we're not vote him in. We're not vote him in because he will come back for corrupt Africa. Now let we continue. This man emphasized about the total area spaces then first, which he started with in presentation. He said the total area, the space of Africa, because Africa is larger than any other continent or countries there where you want to prescribe. It starts for talk. He said Europe, Africa, big pass Europe, double times. He said China, Africa, big pass China, double times. He said the United States, he said Africa, big pass United States, double times. He said if you take them countries they are, all three them continents they are, or them countries they are, whatsoever, you can't put her inside Africa with other countries them. He said they're all fitting inside Africa with no difficulties. Europe, China, United States, with other countries there. He said you can't take them all, you can't put them inside Africa. He said they all fit with no problem. No problem. He said Africa, now 3 times the area of China. What does that mean? China, they go inside Africa 3 times. He said 3 times of Europe. That means Europe, they go inside Africa maybe 3 times or more. Say 3 times of the United States. Again, United States, they can't inside or go inside Africa 3 times or more. It says so if you transplant all the countries they are, they all go fit. They give no problem in South Africa because Africa big. And this man, he continue. They say Africa about 30.5 million square kilometer. 30.5 square kilometer. If you don't understand the 30.5 million kilometer, myself, I not to understand the range of this distance. But I go make you understand what would they talk. It said the youthful population now 1.3 billion where they inhabit or where they live or where they exist inside Africa. When I look the population and look again the landscape, I go make you now understand all this. 30.5 million square kilometer. Then the population rate now 1.3 billion where they inhabit. Now let we continue. Now China, now 9.6 million square kilometer. 9, see the gap difference, Africa with a 30.5. China, then they 9.6 million square kilometer. But the population, now listen to this now. The population, now 1.4 billion people where they inhabit inside China. China, the population, a Baku pass Africa by 1 billion. 1 billion because Africa now 1.3, China now 1.4 billion. 1.4 billion. So that 0.1 balance, that the difference with Africa and China. So if now 1.4 billion inhabitants now China, now let we go to India. Indian again. Indian. 3.3 square kilometer. 3.3 square kilometer. Listen to this now. Africa na 30.5. China na 9.6. Big gap difference. Then India na 3.3. Very low from China. But then gets the same population as China. 1.4 billion where they inhabit inside India. Now, I get a reason why I make I emphasize them talk there. So I make no need for miss anything what they see. Anything what they can say or what they see now. No miss out. Indian again, 1.4 population. Equivalent to China. Okay. Yet, listen what's in the world talk. What the talk say what's in the world talk. What's in the European stem, the American stem, etc., etc. Say, listen to this. They say, yet Africa is projected as a overpopulated place. Yet, Africa is projected as a overpopulated place. And this they put pressure on the Africans them. This they put pressure on we leaders them. For do what thing? For depopulate Africa. I like this area because even the gentleman who do the presentation, he asks a question, why? And he not be able to give the answer why. He asks a question, he say why? Well, me go can't answer you why. Because he don't take this the plain on me head. Not to just talk. But I repeat this again. You know, China overpopulated, then get 1.4 billion population. India get 1.4 billion population. You know, as a country, as a whole. Then Africa, you know, say we get different countries there. But this is a collaborative as a whole. We get 1.3. So with the low, China, India, and pass we, then the world still a complaint say Africa overpopulated. Why? Now they put pressure with African leaders and say they need for depopulate the population. Well, now when they see all the civil war that take place in South Africa. Huh? They want to make me and you kill yourself continuously for depopulate the population. There was a time in the earlier 2000s, you know, I've watched a documentary in the States, you know, there was a certain thing still where the United States or Europe we don't acknowledge what they try to do about the world in population. And then they emphasize this. They say they need for reduce the world in population. Whose excuses they come up, or whose reasons them? They say pollution they affect also the world for become stable, the earth. The population also they affect the earth. When I listen to this, so they forget saying now all the activities then based on pollution and space activities them, and then nuclear weapons there what they create. Now they affect the earth, you know, based on vibrations there whatsoever. You know, but they begin to emphasize say the population is too enormous or it's too large, and they need for fair way for reduce the population. So now it makes sometimes so that you see the epidemics there. You know, you don't tell me they go there, but God gets in right time for the message come out. When I begin to hear about HIV or AIDS, more they destroy the black communities them. Now for way for depopulate we communities them. We people them as blacks for reduce the number of black people them. AIDS and HIV. Then first can Ebola all over Africa. It affects Africa in different time frame. For depopulate the populations them, the masses them. You know, then do this, then they trick we, they send a virus which affects the whole entire world, but it's not lie. If they affect only specific group. Corona come, well this now they make and they become neutral small, you know, they not make Alex in Africa it they affect too, but as this thing for continue, now Africa it go for affect, and the European world there, it go for be saved, because now then they create the man-made virus there. So what I can talk of for depopulate a place, not so because of what man don't do to the earth, or what we Africans then don't do to the earth. Let me make this clear. Because when we're not involved in production, things say it. We get factories, then we're not in any kind of factories and the way they pollute the air. You know, where they can talk of pollution and all that thing today. So now I make they can plead say, before I continue for eating, now I make they can beg say, let Africans they will not cut we fix them. But they don't cut all the forest system. Why? Because now when they populate their own place, they need something where they suck that carbon. And the only thing where they suck the carbon, that then trees there. And then they protect mankind. You know? So they don't cut their own, but they try for, you know, rehabilitate, but they pray now to Africa, they beg now Africa, we know deforest. Because we need for help them for survive. God gets in divine way, how they provide air to man for survive. And if they watch a documentary, then there's I just want to scan this in quick. You know, one man with a money man, I don't know how factual this become. You know, then go admit her, and when they admit her, they go for pay for the oxygen they go for pay for the oxygen they use for a week or two. So when you come on at the hospital, then they say Alhamdulillah, say for praise Allah. You know, why for praise Allah? They say because all in life, you know when they pay for oxygen. And they breathe for free, the one who Allah. But this moment we become sick in the hospital, they go pay every money for the oxygen, woman create. So again, but who thinks then they were not to man in destruction? I mean, we're not to Africans in destruction, but not the European in destruction. But say they do all things for depopulate the black people them. Why? Now the man in question is why? I don't give you a small reason why. Now let me continue. For hits the reasons then why. Huh? Africa gets a big landscape. And the man puts emphasis on a former president from France. But I'll go hit that when we reach there. Africa gets a big landscape. We get all the minerals there. In those days, all man be they adore for going to the diaspora because of the snow, the land, less infections that we can say of the weather, less mosquitoes, them, etc., etc. But then still there. All them parasites there, they still exist. They're just not active like the way they're active in Africa. But the whites say they don't colonize Africa. They don't go. They remain in South Africa and all the other countries them. They still inhabit Africa. And they still want Africa. I'll make you believe this. They still want Africa. All this now political game. Political game. If we're not able to go sit down there right now, we go fair way for put with forces then they continue for exploit them, take all the minerals them, what's in the benefits them, confuse them, ignite them to conflict for depopulate themselves. Because the less what we get of the Africans there, the more chances they will be able to get for control them or go control Africa. Let me repeat this again. The less population they get, the more we destroy them black people there, the more chance we will get for go control them or control Africa again. So not so based on the crisis where they take place at the world or the earth, say because we need for depopulate, because of the earth and reasons them. This not based on gains. What's in the greedy one they don't see. Now in the future. Then they plan for 50, 100 years. We will need things say for 50 years. See, huh? So if we continue to allow this, and what would they allow? Parts of the kill now that they kill we based on the viruses there. The thing where they kill we more in South Africa than civil war there. The segregation. Because the more war we continue to get, now the more we they depopulate ourselves. Will they make their ambitions them or their own dreams come into reality? Will they not help them do their dirty work? Because we not get the right leaders there for structural people them. And that's to take place. So let me continue. There's more reasons why. We just don't begin to tap into some of the reasons then why. And this is very clear. So most of una. But when I just not can try to go to that or sway that way. When I can think about I know I'm good. But I will emphasize on certain things at the end of this money conclusion why make Africans and so fear the truth. Now let me continue. They also provide all the minerals them what Africans can get. Based on this in presentation. The manganese, the iron, the wood. No sir, they talk of them wood business. They are the 10 war America starts for develop. The housing, they up to now safe, but co of them host, they not to cement. Like clarify this, yeah. Up to now that the exports would go overseas. Then timber them. When they see beaucoup illegal timber mining, they get routes. Maybe they go pass here, go Guinea, then pass here, go Ivory Coast, then pass here, go other side. But the main buyers them are the Europeans them. Or the Americans them. Because most of the infrastructures them, the basic host them, not to pass cement. The foundation can be cement small. But they do things in an efficient manner. Mostly in a board. And then I rise them, you go see say, then big then long I rise them, and then you go see say now concrete, but not all the way. Because now for big concrete, it don't make sense as a skyscraper. For further easy. The wind cable blow them, it balance off till it broke. So what's insensible now? Now I make this iron ore, what do they use for creating aluminums there? A very profitable. Then they use for creating scrapers there. Why? Because of technology don't improve. The sense or the reasons of man they don't improve. Now the way that they put they align them building there, even if the most crazy ass wind where go kind the breeze, where go blow, and then they affect the building for even shake or move. Where go create danger. So now people in the build all kind of ice scrapers and buildings them all over the world, from Dubai, China, name it, because they don't find way for navigate that for me to not collapse. And all the materials that they come out from Africa. So wood still a go, iron ore still a go, copper still a go, and we get crude oil, and we listen to this. 60% land still available in Africa. 60% land. So we just don't use 40%. We get 60% land still available. The raw materials there we reserve. Me, I don't want to talk say reserve because then just they go. You say we still get about 90%, which is a lie. So now 10% somebody don't tap into. That's a lie. If we not take time by the tell the open we eye, all the minerals they don't go. They don't go. They say the gold reserve will get at least about 40%. The diamond reserve at least 33%. The platinum reserve will get about 95%. Where platinum, me, I don't know. I go and say at least 85 or 80%. Because there was a time where platinum be significant in the market. But moments where gold and diamond, blink into the business, all man forget about platinum. So that's take place. But platinum still a sell. Still a sell. So a president, excuse me quick. Allow I'm the aid again. A president, a former president from France, Jacques Chirac. Now in this man quote based on certain, sensitive things and what this man highlight. And I'm also highlighting things that I learn about I'm seeing. This is what's in this man's state to quote and unquote. This president say, he said we don't bleed the Africans them. We don't bleed them for more than 4.5 centuries them. Now listen to this so. We don't bleed means we don't kill these Africans them for over 4.5 centuries. Okay. He said we don't loot the raw materials them. Now white man in the talk so now. Say we don't loot the raw materials them. He say we don't tell them lies. We don't lie by the Africans them. That's no not good for nothing. No not useful. And people that were useless. The white man they don't tell the Africans in this. They say in the name of religion. They do all this in the name of religion. They say we don't destroy them cultures them. A white man ain't talk so. They say after being made rich of their expenses, after being made rich of their expenses, they say they steal them, brains them. Listen to this so. After they don't make we rich, they pass steal them, brains them through by what's in for miseducate the black man. We don't mislead them, we don't confuse them, we don't destroy their culture, we don't thief the materials, we don't loot the materials them, we don't deal kill them. After we don't do all that thing, what do they do now? We they miseducate them, and also they use propaganda on them. What's now propaganda? Propaganda na anything for mislead you. Anything for mislead you, for let you buy. It's just like if I sell, me fish don't spoil. It don't spoil inside, it's not good for it. But I don't go put it inside freezer. It don't cold, it don't look fresh. I go sell them back to the market. Now propaganda, for fool you for buy. If I can't tell you a lie, I know say they lie by you about God business. But for let you believe, let you buy into me concept. Now propaganda. What's them politicians that can do? Before election, they begin promise you beaucoup. They promise you all kind of promise. But when they don't win and become president, they do not what they promise you. Now propaganda. So for finisher now, propaganda and a bunch of lies for control you, for fool you, and for lie by you. All man they use propaganda. Not to just politicians them. Even businessmen and they use propaganda. Now let me continue. So they don't miseducate the black man. Now they use propaganda against the black man. For what thing? For conclude what this man talk with this white man, this former France president. He said for prevents them, when I listen to this, for prevents them from enacting the black retribution against us. Now I repeat this again. To prevent them from enacting the black retribution against us. What's now retribution? Retribution. Like when you want to pay back somebody, for go pay back. You do me something, one day I go pay you back for that thing there. Then a retribution. He say when they miseducate them, when they use propaganda for them up to now. Why? Because they want to prevent, they want to make sure say, this not ever take place for let the black man for pay them back one day for what they don't do to the black man. So now you make they need way for do a thing. For depopulate the black man. Now you make they need way for always they depopulate the black man. For continue for kill me and you. So we're not gonna ever reach to that point they say we need for pay back them out and man there. Now that's this man's state. Huh? So over 4 centuries, Africa not in control of we own minerals. Over 4 centuries. Or 4.5 centuries. Or maybe 5 centuries. Because this man don't state and clear, the president, Jacques Chirac, from France, he said for 4.5 centuries, would they bleed them one there? Would they kill them? So if now 4.5 centuries, when I don't they bleed we, this don't pass 4.5 centuries now. Well, Africa not they in control of the mineral system or the resource system. So we presidents there when I need for beginning land history, yeah? Because we now big full pass full. Not so big full again, we have big full pass full. Because big full is small for you. Full pass full. When I can full so. Then put on a classroom right now when they fail. Most of now not get no sense. You see, life itself, not to just forget science or book smart, because that's we get in a salon. We get Bokuman away book smart. We can for talk big words there. They sabi use all kind of big words they don't even understand the meaning or have for even explaining words there. Now in a book smart na salon. For use big words there. Learn big jargons them. You know? But now you do nothing better with what you learn. You're not smart. You just go become book smart. When they talk about somebody who is smart, you go for be oriented in all areas there. You book smart, you street smart, you social smart, name it, you political smart, you just smart. You know the trends of all things. Now that's make you smart. But the leaders they are, maybe now science they be the study, or now agriculture they be the study in a school. You go study agriculture, the way you can become a president, no nothing about history. They wouldn't say back say go do agriculture, you cack. Not all man go to the farm. They make Africa the portrait today. They make we depend on them. But then thing I want people that they create. Then take the raw materials there, they go create the final product. Then we in the markets for buy. Anything within a box for they buy. We hot for buy what's in a box about soon. And the final product. Then they capitalize for it. Then we get the raw materials, they unable to create nothing. It's sad. It's sad. So this man continue about a research will take place in 2016 by a NGO group. It say war on want. I want to make understand also what this man states. There's a reason. This Pan-African movement will for educate you now by force. Some of you now are not going to become interested right now. But now somebody or your friend or somebody will captivate you on that topic there while they talk. Their sense will begin to begin a reason. And you don't need for land book for be a Pan-Africanist. You just need for love Africa. You get good intention for being African. For the entire African continent. Now a Pan-Africanist, not to book business. You like your people them. You love your people them. So in 2016, NGO, War on Want, now an NGO company will do this. They say about 101 company them, mostly in a British them, where they control, 101 companies them, mostly British. They get control and also don't make a what of $305 billion on platinum. 101 companies them, British company them, where they in control of this African area whatsoever. They make a profit of $305 billion worth of platinums or on platinums. Now allow decipher this more better. Another one. Say about $276 billion of oil. The worth of oil. Or what they make out of oil. $276 billion in 2016. Then in $216 billion what they make out of coal in 2016 on the market price. So 276 billion on oil profits, what do they make? $216 billion on charcoal, what they make in 2016. And they own the mines and the minerals them, about 37 countries them in Africa. Then British company there. Then gets about 37 countries in Africa where then gets licensed them for operate for extract the minerals there. So that's the take place. And I hope so you understand some of them figures they will give you. Not too small figures them. Too small figures them. And what's more important, listen this again, 101 British company name. 101 British company name. Make a profit of $305 billion on platinum. Now let me continue and the rest. So when I understand, when I don't understand, and what's happened, they say Africa, they give subsidies. When I understand this tricky part, and this is just funny. They say Africa, they give subsidies to the rest of the world, including Europe, of $32 billion annually. So that means Africa, they give away about $32 billion annually to Europe or the rest of the world. Annually. Subsidies. What's now subsidies again? For you to understand, something what governments they take, for help another branch. Like NPA, then there's the NPA last 6 months ago, NPA be demand for money from government. And government be take certain money we give NPA, then in a subsidy for help them actualize what they want to do. When excuse me, the Sunday pa, but we'll try to round this up. So again, Africa they give away money, subsidies, to the European countries them. We poor, but we they give subsidies them up to $32 billion annually, yearly. It's sad. It's sad though. In 2017, the reports again of Global Justice, 2017, the reports from Global Justice, it estimated that $161 billion enter inside Africa. This will see the trick. $161 billion come to Africa based on the aid or support to the give Africa, while $202.9 billion don't come back to Africa and go back to them. So then give you 161 billion, but 202.9 billion go back to the people there. We give you this 1.61 billion every year. They everybody they take back. And what say they take more by the profit. So now after they help we, So now that's the take place. So in 2017, Africa received, again, a total of 19.7 billion in aid. Listen to this again. In 2017, again, an example. Africa received a total of 19.7 billion in aid, but pay back $18 billion. They give you 19.7 billion for support fee, but we pay back another 18 billion in debt. So what's in they put African being? The man send a debt and burdens them, and they kill Africa. Then debts and they will loans them. Or they take for this airport they help we, then burdens they are. Then they put African being, So the man end up with this, and I want to make it go on a system. You know, they say you as an African, you get a responsibility for protect Africa. You as an African, you get a responsibility for protect Africa. They say we need for educate and transform, you know, the mindset of we leaders them. We need for educate and transform the mindset of we leaders them. They say slavery don't destroy we. Slavery don't destroy we the people them. They say religion don't divide we the people them. So una pastors there from Africa, we don't take this Christianity to the highest, you know, to the highest peak, excuse me, to the highest level. You know, religion, they don't make religion don't divide us, and it's still a divide us. They say ignorance, they control us. What's not ignorance? Where you don't know something, where you doomed, and anything where you don't know, you ignorance. You know, like me, what person don't know me, and just hear about me, you know, maybe you go attack me because ignorance, you don't know what that tells you. Now what you don't hear, now you know. Now ignorance. You know, the truth. You know, they say they're scared of the truth. African man, they afraid the truth. When African man hear the truth, they become panic. They get fear. So we afraid the truth, with ignorance, you know, and also religion don't divide us, and slavery don't destroy we all. All the entities they are, just they add to the impediments. So we need for Wake Up Africa, and at this gentleman in presentation what he do, based on Know You Africa, now I try for reiterate per KERIO for make sure say me people don't understand them. So I hope say una get the message to the best of my ability, and now we look into them things there. No we stop for markets in South Africa. No we stop the civil war there. Because the world they wait for, let we continue for depopulate ourselves. You know, as quick or as much as the population go down, the tower will reach less than a 1 point something billion less than 1.3 billion population. Because right now Africa, the entire population now 1.3. But let's say the moment we go less than 1 point, less than 1 point to begin the day, maybe there 800 millions. You know, then 900 millions. Not to be in billions again, no. The day they go to the 800 millions, then 900 millions, they try for which number to just 1 billion. We don't suffer. We don't suffer. Now that tenor you will see the takeover, you know, strategies they would be don't put in place can come in effect. Now make right now the paper put all the military forces there all over Africa. All over Africa. They will make sure say they wait for we depopulate. And what don't depopulate though, then they once more colonize Africa. When I remember the words there. Now boy again Charles mostly when I get a blessed day, the servant aka Gbepeko, you know, but this topic here, una not bepe. This topic here una holango, una for land from them on here. You know, you don't tell them are sweet. Take bepenga, and take bepenga, whoop nga. When I get to bless you, much love.